Hi everyone, Emily here. We are going to crochet this really super cute little drop today. This was by request. So I'm going to do my best that I can. We're going to make one today. This one is a cutie. Now this one's red and white. I'm going to make one that's white and a variegated color. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's not waste any time. He does sit up by himself too. He's super cute. Okay. They sell pretty well too. I am going to use, I guess I forgot to get my yarn. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling well, so I'm in my chair and I'm using a thing that's on my chest to hold my phone, which I'm using as a camera. So my yarn, the colored yarn is, I love this yarn. And the white is just a big ball, so I don't even know what it is. It doesn't matter what kind of yarn you use. Just make sure that your crochet hook will work with that yarn. Now, I love this yarn. It does call for a 5.0. I want my stitches to be really nice and tight because you do stuff it, so I'm using a 3.75. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the main color. The main color is my variegated, and that's how I wrote it on my pattern. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. So what we're going to start making is we're going to make the arms and the legs. So you want to make 4 of these. I've made 3. This is what it's going to look like. Bottom of the foot and where you're going to connect it. Okay, and we're just going to sew this on with a needle. So we're going to make 1 together, but you're going to want to make a total of 4. I have the pattern here. Oops, excuse me. I got a mess going. Okay, so this is my pattern. And every place we're going to change color. I wrote change color and then the stitch. So let's go ahead and get started. We're probably going to do this in more than one video. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this video to make the legs. Then I'll stop it and I'll do another video. And I think it'll be 3 parts. So it'll be the legs, the ears, and the tail in this video, if I can fit it on here. And then I'll do one on the head and one on the body. This works up pretty quick. So we're going to do a magic circle. I hope you can see this okay. And we're going to chain 1. Now, in this magic ring, we're going to do 6 single crochets. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I'm going to pull my string tight. Second row is 1 increase all the way around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into this neck. I'm going to go into that first stitch, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go into that same stitch that I just did my slip stitch in, and I'm going to do my 2 single crochets in that stitch. Now I'm just going to do 2 single crochets in each stitch all the way around. Okay, so let's count. Make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, so I like to pull my tail really tight, and I like to tie a knot and pull it down as close to where I started as I can, and that just gives me a sense of security that it's not going to come loose. Now, so I'm going to go in to my stitch. I counted, so I know that's my 12th one, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. Okay, we're on round 3, 1 single crochet and 1 increase all the way around. So we're going to chain 1. We're going to go into that same slip stitch that went into. We're going to do our 1 single crochet. We're going to do an increase with just 2 single crochets in the same stitch. We're going to do one in the next, 2 single crochets in the next stitch, and we're going to do that all the way around. Okay, we're going to go into the first stitch of that round, and we're going to do a slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, we're on row 4. So 4 and 5 is a single crochet all the way around. Make sure that you do go into that same stitch you do the slip stitch in every time. So we're going to do 2 rows of single crochets. It's my first round, and I'm going to do it one more time. Go around one more time. Okay, now I'm going to do my slip stitch, and I'm ready for the next round. So round 6, it says to change my color. So I'm not going to cut my color off. We're just going to leave it attached because we're going to be changing our color quite a bit. So let's get our color white. The main color is whatever color you picked for the bottom of the foot, and then we have white. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to grab my white. What you could do is go back to before you did your slip stitch. I'm not really too picky about how I connect my new color, and grab it and pull it through. There we go. You've got your new color attached, okay? Now what you can do, I like to do knots. So I take my variegated and my white, and I'm going to tie a knot. I'm going to tie 2 just to make it nice and sturdy. Because, you know, these can go in the washer and you can wash them. You just want to make sure it's nice and sturdy. So row 6, I changed my color, and now it says to do a single crochet all the way around. So you're going to chain 1. And make sure you go into that same stitch that you did your slip stitch and go all the way around. Now, it is nice to know that when you change your colors from here on out, you're going to do 2 rows. So we know we're going to do 2 rows of the white before we change our color. And I'm going to do a slip stitch into that stitch. See how the change of the color went quite well. And row 7 is a single crochet and a decrease around. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do my single crochet in that same stitch and a decrease. a decrease, I'm going to show you two ways. You can go underneath the front two loops, grab your yarn, and finish it off. That's a decrease. Okay, and then it says to single crochet in the next one. Or to make it easier, you can just go underneath two strands, grab your yarn and bring it up. Go underneath the next stitch, grab your yarn and bring it up. You got 3 strands on your crochet hook. Grab your yarn and bring it through all 3. So the one where you go in front, that is called an invisible decrease. And the other one is just called a decrease, where you just bring your yarn up. That one is a lot easier to do, so you can do whichever one you prefer. The front loops are going through all of them, going underneath both strands of yarn. Okay, now I'm going to do my slip stitch and connect. Let's see, we did 2 rows of the white, so we know we're going to change our color. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and pull that yarn back up when I do my slip stitch to connect it. Pull it nice and tight. Okay, so we're on row 8. We changed our color. We're going to single crochet all the way around. Grab the right color here. Make sure you go into that same stitch that you did your slip stitch in again. Okay, and I'm going to do a slip stitch here. Let me see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're going to do 2 single crochets and a decrease all the way around. Chain 1, 1, 2 stitches, and then we're going to do a decrease. You can do whichever decrease you chose to do. Okay, so we know that we have 2 rows of this color, so we're going to change it so when I do my slip stitch, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up that white yarn. I'm going to chain 1. Now we're just going to do single crochets for the rest of this pattern. Just going to tell you the easy way to do it. See here? We're going to keep doing now the single crochets all the way around until we have 1, 2, 3, 4 stripes of white and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strips of the main color. And it looks like I was running my pattern and I stopped here. But we're going to keep going until we have this many because we want both legs to be the same. So let's continue. So we don't have to worry about increasing or decreasing anymore. We're just going to be doing single crochets. So every 2 rows, we're going to change our color. And if you're going to copy and write the pattern down, that's awesome. I'm just going to continue to crochet along with you. It does not take that long to finish these legs. I do like to make my own patterns also, so I kind of just like to wing things, so I'm sorry that I didn't keep writing the pattern. Okay, let's see here. I think I did 1 too many. There we go. Just make sure that you go into that same stitch that you did your slip stitch. And I have 2 rows of the white, so I'm going to go ahead and change my color. It makes it a lot easier when you leave your colors attached. My slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to go into that same stitch. Okay, I can see that I have 2 rows of this colored variegated, so I'm going to pull my white through. I guess this pattern, how I'm telling you how to do it, probably is not for beginners. And please feel free to pause it, fast forward it if you'd like to. I'm just crocheting along with you. I don't feel like I crochet overly fast, so you shouldn't have a problem crocheting along with me. Now I like to make the the legs before I make the body. Because when we get ready to sew the head and the body together, you can just go right ahead and add your legs. I have 2 rows of the white, so I'm going to go ahead and, change my color. So I have 1, 2, 3 stripes of the white. 1, 2, 3, 4, and I want 4. So I'm going to do just 1 more white, and then I'm going to tie it off. Okay, so this is going to be my last row of the white. I'm sorry, the last 2 rows of my white. So it takes a little bit over maybe 25 minutes to 30 minutes to make a leg. So maybe an hour, a little over an hour to make the legs. I think the first time you crochet something, it always seems to take longer. The more you do it, I think the faster it goes. Okay, so that's my last row. 1, 2, 3, 4 of the white. So what I'm going to do, take my scissors and I'm going to cut this white off. And then I'm just going to tie a knot. I'm going to make sure it's tight right here. I'm just going to pull both of them and I'm going to tie a knot just because that's what I like to do to make sure that doesn't come unraveled. There we go. And then I can just put that tail inside. I don't have to worry about it. Now when we get done with the leg, we're going to stuff them just like we did all the others so that they're ready to go. So you'll make 4. 2 legs and 2 arms. So we're almost there. Okay, so I'm just going to chain 1 and I'm done. And I always like to tie a knot at the end and push it down. There we go. Okay. Now I have 4. So we did our arms. They're ready to go. Next I have the tail. So let's go ahead and do the tail. If for some reason this stops, I don't have the ability to fast forward or anything because I don't use a app to do movies. So if for some reason this cuts off, I will pick up right where I left off on the next part 2. Okay, so this is the tail. It's 10 rows. So let's go ahead and get it started. I'm going to do a magic circle. You could chain 3 and then go into the first chain. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets. Pull this nice and tight. Oops. Oh, sorry, I think I got everything all wound up. Okay, so I have 6. I'm going to pull my tail here, and we're going to go around again with single crochet. So I'm going to go into that top. You can count back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go into that first stitch and do a slip stitch, chain 1, and then I'm a single crochet around. Make sure you go into that same stitch you did the slip stitch. Sometimes this happens to me because my crochet hook is so small. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm going to go ahead and pull that center tail, and I'm going to tie my knot and press it down as close as I can to the work. Okay. Now row 3, we're going to do 2 single crochets and then a decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see. So I'm going to do my slip stitch, chain 1. I'm going to go into that same stitch, and I'm going to do 2 single crochets. Let's see. That should be that should be, oh, no, it is a decrease. Okay. 1. I'm sorry. I think I gotta look at this again. So 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I think when I got my yarn caught, it just... Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta go back to the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm doing row 2, which was single crochet in each stitch. And you know, it's not bad to tear it apart if you're confused. It's better to do that than to keep going, and then your stitch count is off totally. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we got it. I'm going to do my slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to do 1, 2 single crochets, we're on row 3, and a decrease. So I'm going to make the bottom of my tail come out this way. So a decrease. I'm not going to try to do the front loops because this is just too tight. 1, 2, and then I'm going to join. So I have 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Like so. Okay, right here. You can always just count back, and it will help you figure out where you're supposed to be at. Okay. 1, 2, 3. We're on row 4, and it's single crochet all the way around. Okay, have my yarn underneath it there. So I'm going to do my slip stitch, chain 1, and I'm going to do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm sorry if I made this tail look harder than it needed to be. It's just when you're working so much closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so now it says to change color. I'm going to bring my white up. I'm just going to grab it and bring it through for my slip stitch. Pull it tight. I'm going to go ahead and tie this to my main color that I'm using right now. You can see my crochet hook is in there. It's tight. There's no looseness on here at all. Okay, so I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go into that same slip stitch and start my single crochets. And I'm going to do 2 rows of these single crochets. Now this is pretty tight working. And before I start my second row, I'm just going to go down in here underneath, and I'm going to come up and grab these pesky little tails, and I'm just going to bring them down to get them out of my way. Okay, out of my way, and I got one sticking up. They're just pesky. There we go. Okay, can bury them later if they're sticking out. Okay. Go ahead and join with the slip stitch, chain 1 and do my last row of the white before I change my colors. You've probably already finished and you're sitting there waiting for me, aren't you? 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Whew. Oh, I'm going to change color. So I slip stitch with the white, so I'm going to take that apart. And I'm going to slip stitch with my other color. And we're going to do 2 rounds of single crochets with this color yarn, whatever color you picked. Make sure you go into that slip stitch, start there so you don't lose any of your stitches. This is tight work right here. And you only need one of these tails, which is nice. Okay, so the last 2 rows we are going to do is the white. So I'm going to back up and I'm going to do my slip stitch with the white. Okay. No, it's getting I'm just crocheting way too tight. Okay. I don't need the colored one anymore, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. And I'm going to pull this white tight so that it's holding my crochet hook in its spot. But, you know, I've been doing it like this for a long time, so you just got to have it tight enough where it holds it, but not too tight where you can't go through it. So I'm going to do my chain 1 and go around 2 more times in the white, and then we're going to tie it off. I think after I finish the tail, I'm going to do a part 2, and I'm going to move somewhere where the light is better. I thought the light here would be well enough in my chair. Maybe I'll get me a lamp, or I'll just move to my craft table. One of the two. Okay, so I'm going to leave a tail long enough where I can sew this on, because this will be the last thing I sew on probably. You might choose to sew it on right away. Okay. So now we're not going to stuff it or anything, but we are going to put little hanging things on the bottom. And you can just, so I'm just going in right here. Like this is row 1. So I'm going in there and coming out the middle. And I'm going to take my yarn and fold it. And I'm going to grab it and pull it through. Now I'm just going to cut my yarn however long I want the tail to be. So I have this sticking through like that. I'm going to put it in through there and pull it tight. Okay, if I can do that, what am I doing? There we go. I got both strands. And pull it tight. That's an awful long tail hair. And you can put as much as you want on it. I think I'm going to make this one a lot littler. Not as long. And then I'm going to take one, I'm going going to take one strand from each color, and I'm just going to tie them in a knot. Because like I said, I'm a little not happy so that I can feel good that it's not going to come apart. And that's all I'm going to do for the tail. So I have 4 strands, but you can see that I put one through one side, one through the other side, and you can do your tail however you want. Here we go. That's all I got. You can put more, less, whatever you want. You don't even have to put anything on your tail if you don't want to. So I'm going to stop here for part 1. I'll be back with part 2. I'm not going to wait a day or 3. I'm going to take my little happy self and get right back on here. So hopefully by the time you finish your legs and your tail, part 2 will be up. If I have to do 3, I will. But right now I'm planning on hopefully finishing it all in the next part. Well, thank you very much for asking for this. I really appreciate you all for watching my channel. Please give me a thumbs up. If this is your first time here, please subscribe, and I'll be back soon. Bye!